Let's do a short review on how to factor using the Xbox. So go ahead and write this down on your journal or on a sheet of notebook paper if you don't have your journal in front of you. So x squared plus 16x plus 60. Make sure you have that written. You can pause it. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at it. So remember that the trinomial is written like this: ax squared plus bx plus c. And when we do our x, what we put on top is a times c, and what we put on bottom is b. So a times c, so that'd be a 1 times 60, which is 60. Then b is 16. So we want to find the magic numbers that go here and here that multiply to get 60 and add to get 16. So you can go to your calculator if you want, and you can put in y equals 60 divided by x, then hit second graph. And you want to find the one that adds to get 16. So we have 1 and 60, 2 and 30, 3 and 20, and so on. So the one that actually works is 10 times 6, because 10 plus 6 is 16. So those are the magic numbers. So now fill in your box. So the first term, the ax squared, goes up front, and the last term goes in the last box. Then the diagonals are your magic numbers with x, so 10x and 6x. Then you factor out from there to find out what the two binomials are. So the only way to get x squared is by doing x times x. So this is x and this is x. Then I think x times what here is going to give me 6x, and it is 6. Then what times x gives me 10x, and it is 10. And just make sure that your last term comes out right. 10 times 6 is 60. So yes, it comes out correct. So our solution is x plus 6 times x plus 10. Okay, let's go to the next one. Make sure you have this one written down. All right, same thing. I'm going to label A, B, and C. I'm going to do my x. A times B, or A times C, sorry. And then B goes on bottom. Negative 13. So then we have to find out what multiplies to get 42 and adds to get negative 13. So because this is negative down here, both of these magic numbers are going to be negative. So look at your graph. Y equals 42 over x. Put that in the calculator and find those magic numbers. Then hit second graph. And the ones that work are negative 6 times negative 7, because you got to go up to the negative side. If I do negative 6 plus negative 7, I get negative 13. So that works. Okay, so go ahead and fill in your box, first and last term. And then our magic numbers. And then it's x times x to get x squared. So this is x and this is x. X times what gives us negative 7x? It's going to be negative 7. X times what gives us negative 6x? It's negative 6. So then our solution is x minus 7 times x minus 6. All right, let's go to the next one. I'm going to change something real quick. Made a mistake. There we go. Let's do this one. All right. So we have A, B, and C. So A times C, 3 times 8 is 24. And then what adds to get 10? So we'll put that here. So what multiplies to get 24 and adds to get 10? I'm going to give you time to go ahead and go to your calculator and find the magic numbers. And the magic numbers are 6 and 4 because 6 times 4 is 24 and 6 plus 4 is 10. Now you do your box. First term, last term. Magic numbers. Okay, so originally in our last two problems, we just were able to put x times x. Well, it's not like this time because we have the 3x. So we have to figure out we know that this is going to be x times x, but we got to get 3 somewhere. The only way to get 3 is 1 times 3. So we got to figure out where the 3 is going to go. So what I do is I say, okay, if the 3 is here, will I be able to get a 6x? Yeah, because 3 times 2, that would work. Okay, just to double check, if the 3 is here, can I get a 4x? 3 times something to give me 4? No. So that's how I know it's here. And you can also look at what is their GCF, their greatest common factor, and it is 3. Okay, so then I can go ahead and find this spot right here. So what times 3 gives us 6? We already said it a minute ago. That was 2. So then I look at x times what gives me 4x, and it would be 4. So 4 times x is 4x. And then just to double check, 2 times 4 is 8, so that is correct. And in this case, everything's positive. Okay, so we are done with that one. Okay, let's go to the next one. X squared minus 49. So this is where we don't have the middle term. So it's like this. So if we do A times C, negative 49, and adds to get 0. So what multiplies to get negative 49 but adds to get 0? That means that these guys have to be the same, just one's positive and one's negative. And that would be 7 and negative 7. So we'll do our box. So we have x squared minus 49. Then we have 7x and negative 7x. Factor out. This is x times negative 7. And then 7 times x. And then your last check would be 7 times negative 7 is negative 49. So that works. So this is x minus 7 times x plus 7. Okay, our last example for this video is 64x squared minus 9. So this means it is 64x squared plus 0x minus 9. Okay, so we have to multiply a times c. 64 times 9, negative 576. And then it's going to add to give us 0. So we want to take the square root of 576. That would work. So what multiplies to get 576 and adds to get 0? So they have to be the same. So it is 24 and negative 24. So this is 64x squared minus 9. We have 24x and negative 24x. So then we got to figure out, these have to be the same. What I mean by that is this and this has to be the same thing. And this has to be the same thing. They just will have different signs. So I know there has to be something times itself to give 64. and that is 8. So this is 8x, and this is 8x. Then what times 8 is 24? And that is 3. And then this one's going to have the negative because we factor out the negative. And same thing, 8 times 3 is negative 24. So then our solution is 8x minus 3 times 8x plus 3. See how they're the same? You could also look at what times itself gives you 64. It's 8. What times itself gives you 9? It's 3. And you do the plus 8x plus 3 and 8x minus 3. Okay, that is it for today.